guys, it's Jasma and today we're going to be making oxbone soup. This is a family recipe and it's great to be made in the winter days when it's cold out. This is a very healthy soup because oxbone itself is very healthy, and we also included a bunch of vegetables in it, same as well as soya bean, another healthy thing in it. So let's get started. For the ingredients you'll need 2 pounds of ox bones, 1 cup of soybean that has been soaked in water overnight, 1 big potato, 1 onion, 1 big carrot, 1 piece of ginger, 1 coriander to garnish, 1 teaspoon of vinegar, and 1 teaspoon of salt. First, we're going to dump all of our ox bones into a pot. And fill it with water just until it covers the ox bones. Now we're going to put on the lid and cook this on high heat until it starts to boil so that we could clean out the bones and discard the blood. It took about 8 minutes until my water started to boil, and be careful because after that it might start coming out of the pot. So if that happens, just open the lid and turn off the heat. So now I'm just going to strain out all the ox bones. Now we're going to discard the water and rinse the ox bones. And this water is very hot, so I'm using oven mitts so I don't burn myself. I washed my pot and my ox bones, and I filled it with clean water again until it just covers the ox bones. And now we're going to cut our ginger. Just cut it into nice and big pieces because we will take this out. And now I'm going to be adding in about a teaspoon of vinegar. And when you add vinegar to bone soup, it allows the bones to release its calciums. Let this cook on high heat until it starts to boil. It takes about 10 minutes. And when it does start to boil, turn it from high to medium-low heat and let it cook for about an hour. While the soup is cooking, we're going to be preparing our vegetables, which includes a potato, an onion, carrots, and I have some soybeans here that I have soaked in water overnight. And you want to make sure you soaked it overnight or else it's going to be hard beans and you won't be able to make it into a soup. It's been about 10 minutes and my soup is at a boil already. So I'm going to turn this down to medium heat or medium-low heat. I'm going to be boiling this for about an hour, and keep an eye on it. You don't want it to start spilling out the sides. If it does, just lift the lid and turn it down to low. And as you can see here, the soup is all nice and clear because we already cleaned out the bones. After 1 hour of cooking the soup on low heat, it has started to boil. And now I'm going to add in the vegetables. Pour it slowly so you don't splash on yourself. And add in the soybean. And then put the lid on and continue cooking on medium heat for about half an hour. After half an hour, our vegetables and soybean should be cooked completely. So I'm going to take off the lid. Use a fork to poke the vegetables, and if it goes in really easily, that means it is cooked. And now we're going to turn up the heat. Then I'm going to take out the ox bones. And I'm taking out the ginger as well. After removing the ox bones, you can clearly see that there is a layer of fat or oil on top of the soup, and I don't want that, so I'm going to remove that in 2 ways. The first way is to use a spoon and just scooping out the fat and trying your best to not take the soup with you. And the second way is to use a soup ladle filled with ice and plop it in the freezer until it is nice and cold. And just put this on top of the soup, and the cold ice will catch the oil and cause it to solidify, and will just be on top of your spoon. And what I like to do is just wipe that away with a towel so that you could get more. And this way will not catch any soup with it, but it just needs a little time to chill in the freezer. I have got rid of most of the fat on top of the soup, and I got rid of my ox bones and ginger. And now I'm going to load it into my blender and blend it until it is nice and smooth. Once I loaded everything into my blender, including all of the soup, I'm adding in 1 teaspoon of salt for flavor, but this is just a reference. It's up to your personal preference of how much salt you want. Now I am putting on the lid, and we're going to blend this until it is completely smooth. I have been blending this for 2 minutes continuously, and now it is nice and smooth, so I'm ready to pour it into a bowl. You could add more vegetables into your oxbone soup, like cauliflower, broccoli, and mushrooms. If you made a large portion of the soup and you don't think you can finish it in 1 day, don't add any salt when you're blending the soup. Add the salt when you are ready to eat it. This way you can store the soup in your fridge for up to 2 days. This smells really nice, and it is best eaten warm. So thanks for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye! You could add any kind of vegetables into this soup. I only used carrots, onions, and potatoes because those are the vegetables I like in my soup. Are you filming?